We're excited to share an overview of Site360, our platform that transformed photogrammetry-based mapping into accurate and actionable data. Site360 was originally developed by our engineers to make our own work more efficient. 10 years later, it's grown into a powerful, easy-to-use tool for managing thousands of assets across an organization. To walk through the platform and its latest features, we'll turn it over to B&T Group CEO Chad Tuttle.
Today we're going to tour Site360 and look through all of the different options and features. So currently I'm on the page where we list all of our sites. So you may have thousands of sites available to you. All sites are controlled by client, and even within a client, what they're allowed to see. So in this case, I'm going to go up to the search bar and search for my site. So there it is. I see some general information on the top. I'm going to click that and go into it. And when you go into an individual site, this is our default page where we always land. So on the right, you have what we call a site view. Those are photographs. It's our 2D. So that corresponds up here with 2D. And I'll show in a minute, but it allows you to navigate up and around your structure. You can zoom in and pull back out and see everything you want there. And then on the left, it's going to be our 3D model. And then it has its own features that we'll explore in a minute. So let's start on the right with a site view. So for now, I'm going to turn off the 3D view. We're going to focus on the 2D site view. And what you're going to see, you've got a pull down menu here that shows the different site views that we have. So we've got an access road in this particular case, an access road, a compound, and tower orbits. So the access road, very self-explanatory. You go there and you get the access road. This particular site didn't have much of an access road because what we're typically doing is we're starting at the main road, which is this, believe it or not, and then we follow the entire access road from the main road to the tower site. So in this case, it's very close to the main road. So we spin around, we show you that, and take you right to the gate. Access road side views are great for, viewing your access road, seeing what the condition is, what type of vehicle you may or may not be able to get into, all kinds of uses. Next is our compound view. So as the name tells, you get a view of the tower compound. We're going to fly around. Essentially, it flies around the compound at a lower level generally and gives you a view of the tower compound. A couple of features here you'll notice. First of all, that grid. The grid is we're overlaying a scaled grid over the 2D view. So just for quick reference, as you can see up here at the top, the grid size in this model is 5 feet by 5 feet. So I can if I wanted to know what kind of space I had in this compound, I can easily zoom in here, and I'm looking for space from this fence over to this building. So I can quickly reference 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, about 33 feet. So a quick reference, know if I have what kind of room I have. It's really useful for that. So just looking around at the compound, and then we actually go a little higher there and try to get in a little more of view looking down, give you a feel for what's around the site in case you had to get a crane in, or you had to access from outside the compound. But again, you get that view looking all the way around. You can zoom in. So that's the compound view. The next site view is the tower orbit. And the tower orbit, we always start you at the bottom. Again, we've got a scale laid over this one as well. So again, these are 2D photos, but we'll put this on one leg, and it's just an indicator, a scale showing how high, what your elevation is. So starting at the bottom of the base plate is 0, and we go up from there. So I'm just going to take you through this site view really quick. And I can navigate these site views in multiple ways. I can drag my mouse like this. I'm spinning it around. I can go up, I can go down any way I want, or you can use these controls over here. Another nice feature is this. I can use it and expand this to fill the entire screen. So if I really wanted to get in here and investigate some stuff, I can do that here. But here I've gotten to an antenna level, so maybe I want to look around and see what's going on. I can spin it around, and as I mentioned a minute ago, I can zoom in, look at a piece of equipment. If I saw an issue that I might want to capture and put in a report, I can go up here to the camera, click it, snaps a JPEG, and it's downloaded that view for me, saved to a file, put into a report. That's the site view. It's very self-explanatory. It's very simple, and that's intentional. We want our users to just be able to jump in here, take a virtual tour of their site, see what they need to see, get in and out. So that's what the side view accomplishes. But there are more features along with it. So you can then go in here, and this was our default view because it's the most popular. You can go in here and turn on the 3D. And what these two views do is when you start, they sync together. So I personally like to navigate up the tower using the site view on the right. So I'm going to drag my way up there. And let's say I want to look at one of those antenna levels. I'm going to drag this site view up there. The 3D is following along. And now that I'm there, I'm going to jump over into the 3D and start using that. So as you can see here, it's a 3D model, but the real magic of a 3D model is I can zoom into a piece of equipment, investigate a piece of equipment, all kinds of things you can do from a visual perspective. We have tools up here. So several toolbars across the top of the screen. Let's start here. I probably should have started here at the first, but you got your site details. Here's your site number, the tower type, the tower height, SEC number, site owner, the location, the coordinates, owner number, address, just general information about the site. The next one I'm going to go into is our 3D toolbox. So when I'm in this 3D model, I can pull down that toolbox, and I've got a variety of measuring tools here. Let's look at those first. One of my favorite measuring tools is the point. So oftentimes we want to know what elevation something is at. So I've clicked point, I've got my cursor. Let's say I want to go to the center of this antenna and see what the elevation is. So I click right there. As you can see, the center of that is 176.49 feet above the base. All of these measurements are measured from bottom of steel, which is bottom of the base plate. So if you want above ground level, we actually have that information in here that you could add that to this number and know the AGL. But per tower specs, we're measuring everything from bottom of steel. So point, pretty self-explanatory, lots of uses for it. For example, let's say I wanted to know the distance between, this pipe at this level, 177.68, and this pipe up at the next level, just to get a feel for what kind of clear space I have, 192.37. So, around 15 feet of space. So lots of uses for the point tool. Next is dimensioning and measurement. Let's say I were in this model and I was going to install some new antennas, but I want to know what my horizontal clearance is. So I need to know the distance between these two pipes. So I go up here to distance, click there, get my reading, 3.25 feet. You can measure anything with that. You can go diagonal. You also have a vertical and a horizontal dimension. So if I wanted to, I could click here and here, but it's going to give me the horizontal dimension between those 2 points. So that was 9.79 feet. So again, anyone that's familiar with, any kind of CAD or engineering or that kind of thing, this is just like using CAD, but it's pretty simple. Anybody can use it. You can go here to view measurements, clear measurements, clean those up and start over if you wanted to. So those are the 3D measuring tools. Again, lots of customers go in here before they're going to replace antennas or add equipment, and you can take some measurements that you may need. Our engineering team uses these dimensioning tools a lot to determine dimensions of the mount, of different appurtenances on the tower, so that they can do structural analysis. Okay, some additional tabs you see and features in the Site360 portal is down at the bottom. We've got several tabs. You'll notice we've got documents. If there are some documents some deliverables we created or whatever that are associated with this scan, they'll be included down here. We've got hotspot photos, we've got site notes, and we've got share links. Site notes are self-explanatory. You can create notes and share those with other users. Share links allows me to share this site with a user, another contractor or somebody, and I don't have to set them up with full permissions and access to the portal. I could just share this one site with them. But the most common one down here is hotspot photos. So when we go out to scan one of your sites, there are a lot of things that can be captured with the drone and the 3D model, but there's some things that, may be difficult. So every client typically has a specific list of photos that they want us to capture for them. So, you can see all of those are going to be down here. You can see a large thumbnail of each photo, the meter, the generator, ice bridge, signage, tower tag, all of those things. So all those hotspot photos are captured down here, and they can all be downloaded increased in size. You can look at them, and that's how we include your hotspot photos. The next menu that we have is that you'll see up here is Site Analytics. That's a menu that we've been working on over the years, and we're just going to continue adding as we discover needs ourselves and realize new problems from our clients. But the first one, and probably the most important, is the data cubes. So every one of these pieces of equipment on the tower, they're very important, and all of our customers want to know about them. They want to know where they're located, what the dimensions are, what the orientation is. So another part of our post-processing exercise is to put three-dimensional data cubes around all of this equipment. And we get every piece of equipment, not just the antennas, not just the radios, every piece of equipment at that level gets cubed, because that's where our data is. The first thing we do when we capture that data is we're building a database with all of that information in there. So with that back-end database, we've got all of your equipment cataloged, laid out. We can run reports with it. In fact, I'm going to show you some reports that are pulling out of that database. But as you collect that information on thousands of sites, then you can start running reports on that data, and not just looking at an individual site, but running portfolio-wide analysis reports to see what's happening on your portfolio, or searching for a particular problem or open lease space or whatever the case may be. But when we put the three-dimensional data cubes on there, I've clicked 5 or 6 antennas there. I can go here to view selected cube data, and up pops the information about those. So as you can see here, I'm highlighting it. It highlights over here, but this panel antenna corresponds in the table. And you can see that I've got the rad center, which is the elevation from bottom to base plate, length, width, depth. I've got the azimuth, the tilt, and the area in square inches. So that's all of the basic information that someone needs to, tower owners need to know that, to know what's going on their site. Carriers need to know, what if their equipment is placed in the right place. So that's what data cubes capture. And if I didn't want to just click them all at once, I can actually go in here and I could hit select all cubes. That's going to select every cube on the tower, or I could select just level 2, which is where I was a minute ago, and get those cubes. So, you don't have to go in and do them all individually. There's a variety of ways to collect that information. So there's all my, my level 2 antennas. I've got them. So cubes are great. They're great for seeing where equipment is. But really, the magic of cubes is it's our way of collecting data and compiling all that information into our database. Okay, well, one thing to know, when you're doing these 3D measurements, a big question that we always get is, how accurate are they? So obviously, this model has to be to scale, or your dimensions aren't going to be accurate. So B&T we've flown tens of thousands of sites. We've got, we work very hard at ensuring that the accuracy is there. And we use multiple methods. RTK drones is the first line of defense that we use. That's a very accurate way, using a high-level GPS to get accurate measurements. And then as part of our post-processing, we have several options, including scaling that we put out on the site, as well as other known measurements around the site, where we will check the scale and ensure and make adjustments if necessary, and make sure that this model is scaled very accurately, well within industry standards.